Well, here's my 2,000 mile review of the 2019 Skidoo Renegade 850. This is just a standard adrenaline model. We've done a few upgrades to it, obviously stud to track, some different storage on the back. I made this kind of a DIY Garmin system. Let's see. Kind of a DIY system, but overall pretty happy with it. As far as problems in 2,000 miles, here's what I would say. Had to rebuild the primary and put rollers in it, new rollers. Chain case fluid, standard. Few sets of carbides. I did have to do spark plugs at the beginning of the season. That was kind of odd. 1 mile in on the trail, and unfortunately we had to put a spark plug on. And if you haven't put spark plugs on a Gen 4 chassis Skidoo, what a job. Number one, the plugs are $25 each because there's some special indexed plug. Number two, getting to the spark plug boot, there's a special clip on the spark plug cap. Got to do all that fun stuff. What I'd say about this Gen 4 chassis, I really like it. This thing rides awesome. It drives great. This 850 by Polaris or Skidoo, we've raced against the 850s. I've had a bunch of this Polaris 850s. I think this is my second Skidoo 850. And then obviously I got my Boost, but my 850 Boost Polaris. But I would say I actually in ways like this motor better than the Polaris 850 because it's smoother. There's like no vibration on the sled when you're riding. I really like that. The clutching smooth, the back shifting is smooth. It handles good. Suspension is decent even for just a standard model. Not bad at all. See, what else did I say? I think the controls and the ergos are pretty solid on this thing. I like the grips. I do think I need to sweep the bar forward a little bit more. It gets a little crunched when you're in the corners and you're on full steer. Stock gauges, this is just a standard model, so it doesn't have the premium instrumentation. Glove box, I put the extended glove box on, put the bag in the rear on. Obviously it's got the big dorky mirrors, but the idea was having something the wife could ride and feel comfortable and warm. This thing does it. Did do LED bulbs. Installed the USB charger for the GPS. Do have to do new shocks. One of them needs rebuilt. Otherwise, pretty happy with it. I think it's a really nice machine. This is I think a high value, high technology sled for the money. If you can find one of these things right, this is a hard to beat option if you're looking to get your first snowmobile or whatnot. I'd probably steer away from the first year or two, just let them work the bugs out. But the 19s and up seem to be pretty solid from all the people I've seen. Fuel economy and oil on these ETECs is awesome. This thing definitely gets better fuel economy than my 850 Polaris. This thing is honestly what we saw on this trip is very similar to a Polaris 600 on fuel consumption. And that was me hammering on this and the guy driving the 600 taking it pretty easy. So if we drove equal to equal, this thing might even be more efficient than a Polaris 600 for fuel. Oil doesn't take much. I like how quiet these 850 ETECs idle at. It's incredible. They're just so refined. There's no two-stroke engine I felt like these before as far as refinement. It'll be interesting to see how this thing holds up long-term as far as getting some more miles on it. I'm at 2,400 miles now and pretty happy with it. But it'd be real curious, like, will this thing hold up like the Arctic Cat with 8,000 miles on it? That thing's a beast. It's incredible how quality that machine is, and that's 10 years old. Hopefully this will do the same. But anyhow, that would be my 2,000 mile review or 2,400 mile review. If someone's looking for a high value sled, if you can get a Gen 4 850, it's a pretty sweet machine. It's got a lot of power. You got to be careful for sure. Handling's good. Doesn't have any weird dartiness. I don't really have anything negative I could say about this sled. Pretty solid. This is pretty decent. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you find it helpful. And if you want to see more sled reviews, leave me a comment down below. I went through about 5 gallons.